What is up, internet? Today we're going to install this Sprint air filter on the Gen 3 Hayabusa. I've actually had this for a long time. I should have put this in a long time ago. If you are new to air filters, if you're new to Sprint air filters, which I am, this is my first one. The design looks very much like a K&N air filter. I've been using K&Ns forever. Let's try this Sprint filter. They've actually been around since the 1950s if you read the box, so pretty cool. This is a P08. It's like their street filter. They make a P08 F1-85, I think, which is like their race or their track filter. It filters down to 85 microns, and I think the street version, the P08, is like filtering at 80 microns, something like that. So anyway, this is their street filter. We're going to stick this sucker in the Busa, which is a street bike for me. So if you're building a track bike and you want to try Sprint, maybe take a look at the F1-85. Both of them are P08s, but the F1 is their track filter. This is actually the first video I have worked on in like 2 weeks. I don't know if you can tell, I still got a cough going on, but I've been sick for 2 weeks. Been miserable. I don't get sick often, but when I do, man, I tend to really get sick. Oh, sorry, pull this guy from the front. So, seat's off. Next thing we're gonna do is take off this plastic cover on the Busa. The plastic cover comes all the way back behind the pet cot. So I haven't read the manual. I haven't watched anybody else's video on how to do this. I'm just winging it. But I don't see how you're getting this off without taking these 4 Allen head bolts off on the pet cock. So let's do that next. Might need the ratchet. Ratchet might help. Not last week, the week before, I was really sick. I was pretty much like fever, body aches, just like typical flu symptoms. I don't think it's like the Rona. I think it's just a seasonal crap that we've all been accustomed to. And then this last week, starting to feel better, starting to feel like I have my energy and I could make a video. But it was freezing cold all week here in Colorado. Like the daily high was like around freezing and like sub-freezing. We had one day where I think the high was like 20. Not fun, not fun. Got a little bit of snow, nothing really big. But we're back making videos again. Breaking motorcycles. And so this does not just pop off nice and easy like I thought it would. Might have to read some shit. There might be some bolts underneath here. It looks like this plastic cover actually extends underneath. So I don't think we're gonna have to take the fairings off. I think there's one bolt we'll loosen here and maybe some push pins, and we can probably get enough room to do what we need to do. I certainly do not want to take the fairings off just to pop up the tank and get to the air filter, but we'll see. So you're definitely going to want to take off the 2 side bolts, one on top, and pull the fairing away from the motorcycle to create some space. There's also a small bolt underneath the fairing near the gas tank, and you want to be careful when you pull that out because it's got a little spacer. It's easy to drop that and lose it. Once you do that, you will be able to see a small Allen head bolt that's holding the gas tank cover on, and there's also a push pin near the bottom back portion of the gas tank cover. Once you got both side fairings loose and you remove the 2 body pins and the 2 Allen heads, the gas tank cover comes off pretty easy actually. With the gas tank cover removed, there are 4 bolts exposed near the steering stem. You want to loosen the 2 that are closer to the airbox and the other two are actually holding on the airbox base. We don't want to remove those. Once you've got the gas tank cover removed, there are, I think, a total of 9 screws holding on the top of the airbox. You want to remove those. Once you have those removed, the airbox cover comes off pretty easy. And then you have 3 more screws holding the air filter in. You want to remove those, pull the air filter out, and there you go. Here is the stock air filter. It's fairly dirty. It's interesting, it's not dirty evenly across. It's definitely more air and dirt being sucked in through the bottom of the filter than the top. And turn around. We've got 2 screws in the bottom holding it up. 2 screws at the bottom, and then 1 up here at the top. And then looks like they've got some kind of backfire screen right here. But this is trash, throwing it away, putting the Sprint in. Here's the air box with the top off. Here's our screw holes all the way around. So we got, what, 4 and then 8. I think there's 9 total screws, but basically you unscrew all of those. They come out pretty easy, and the top of the air box comes off. Pretty simple to get out. You can see it's got really tall velocity stacks, and I'm actually shocked how clean the airbox is. I mean, it's a year old. I've never changed the filter. I usually do it annually in the fall, right about now. Usually I've done it by now, but being sick, everything is weeks behind schedule. But yeah, I usually clean the filters in the fall, vacuum out the airbox. So I expected, with 7,000 miles, a couple of road trips on the bike, I expected to find some bugs in here and have to pull the vacuum out. But you can kind of see well, maybe you can. There it is. That's the ram air duct. Comes into the airbox right through here. There's one on this side, of course, because the Boost has got the double ram air intakes. Ooh, looking good. So yeah, there you go. If you haven't seen it in another video, you see it here. So at this point, we're just going to reverse the process. Put the new filter in. We've got our 3 screws. Put the new filter in and put the top of the airbox on. Drop the gas tank back down. If you're wondering where I got this guy from, believe it or not, that came with this 1997 GSXR 600. And so thank God I still have the bike and I kept this around, because man, those are just freaking handy. I don't know why. Suzuki, if you're watching this video, start giving these with your motorcycles again. Don't make people pay for these, all right? It should come with the motorcycle. This one came with one. Why doesn't this one come with one? I don't know. One last quick tip. Air filters are always made to filter air in one direction. So there is a top, there is a bottom. Make sure that you put it in the right way. With this filter on this bike, you can actually put it in backwards. Screw holes, everything lines up. I don't know if it'll fit because you actually have this part protruding up. So put it in the right way. On the Busa, it should be fairly flush. I think on most motorcycles, most crotch rockets at least, it's going to be flush on the top. And time to put the screws back in. Start putting the Busa back together. Okay, cut. And that brings us to the end of another video. That was pretty easy. I think this is a great job for somebody who has never worked on their bike or hasn't worked on bikes a lot, or maybe you're not confident. This was pretty easy. There's no special tools. You don't have to take the fairings off. You just need to pull the tool bolts, one here, 3 bolts, and then actually there's one underneath, and then a body pin, but they all come off pretty quickly. Like and then that gives you enough room to take the plastic cover off, which is pretty easy. All in all, this is a pretty easy job. So if you are lacking confidence or experience, don't worry about it. This is a good job to get into. Kind of like changing oil. It's It's easy, man. Don't be afraid of it. Woo. That sounds good. I don't want to run it too much. Garage door's closed, and I don't need all those fumes going into my house. So at this point, you guys know what to do. Keep that rubber side down. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.